Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of the L Spot Show.
We are your hosts. I'm Michael Mills.
And I'm Angela Yvonne. Michael, have you ever used bribery to get something that you really wanted?
Absolutely not. No, if you're referring to like the students and the college scandal thing with the parents paying for, no. My parents didn't do that for me. I wouldn't do that for my kids. I think it's ridiculous.
I don't know. It seems kind of juicy, but I can totally understand because I didn't have the luxury either. But apparently that's the new thing. Parents with money paying their kids' spot into Ivy League universities. We have a lot to discuss on today's episode of the L Spot Show.
Yes, that's right. There's some very important perspectives on this topic, and we're going to dive right into that head first. Joining us to help mitigate everything is going to be attorney Sabine Franco.
Also for you today, we have a special guest, the shero of real estate agent, and the co-founder of the Real Sisters Real Estate Team, Jennifer Saavedra, who is all about empowering her clients and helping them find the perfect home. And of course, we have a new episode of Vegan Pop, Inside the Science Mind.
Yes.
Indie NYC and Sabine's Common Sense.
This is the L Spot Show.
Now watch me work. Light, camera, action. Now watch me work. Light, camera, action. Now watch me work. Light, camera, action.
Everyone has watched the college admissions scandal unfold here in the United States, and aside from it being a huge embarrassment to the prestige of some of these universities, there's a discussion brewing around the privilege necessary for this to even happen.
You know, I wasn't really shocked as into who the key players were part of this super scandal. It was Lori Loughlin of Full House and Felicity Huffman of the Desperate Housewives fame. Both have been charged with paying and lying about the capabilities of their privileged children. But today we have attorney Sabine Franco of the Franco Law Firm, and she will be giving her perspective on this hot topic. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome so much.
Thank you for having
excited
me.
to get into this topic
Yes.
because you will see that we both have different views.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts so far of parents using their money and their influence to be able to get their kids who probably didn't even want to go to college into the best school ever?
I mean, I'm all for it. I'm all for you having the opportunities that you want to afford that to your children, but it absolutely has to be on the up and up. Like, do it the right way. You have the money, give them the tutoring, help them to get, where they need to be so they can get in just like everybody else.
But I mean, what about parents who, it's kind of already like set in place. I mean, if you look at where, certain children go to like certain programs to prepare for the SAT and that sort of thing. It's like if you don't have the money to afford those programs, they aren't cheap.
Right.
And then, you don't get great SAT scores, but someone else does because they went. That's already a financial like windfall based or a like
Disparity.
college. Disparity.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's already kind of happening. I think it's terrible, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, I personally feel that it was not necessary because most of us, we go to college because our parents are just like, well, that's the key for you to get into, certain establishments because everybody wants to hear that, oh, well, my kid graduated from such and such.
Right.
But when you already have a leg up, what was the point? Why wouldn't you invest, the $500,000? That's what Lori and her husband Massimo invested in order for her kids just to say that they go to USC. And one of the daughters didn't even want to go to college. She just wanted to party.
Right.
So why wouldn't you have invested it in like a business? Because her daughter, Olivia, she is a YouTube lifestyle guru.
Okay.
Like people follow her. She has over 1.5 million followers.
Okay.
She's in the beauty industry. Put the $500,000 into her own makeup line.
Right. It's absolutely not necessary. And you know what? It's not fair for people who are really just trying to go, the natural way where they're like studying hard and all that stuff and they're not making it because why? Somebody else is cheating the system.
Right.
So it's ridiculous.
Yeah, a lot of parents were upset.
What about, so there's this thing with colleges and universities where legacy like really gets students into school. So what about that sort of situation? Because in that, I mean, that's almost the same thing. Like you are using your parents' name, not their money, but you are admitted to the school, just based on the fact that your grandfather went there and your dad went there and now you're going there. Is that not the same thing?
Well, I think with the legacy, it's more so as in you had the grades to get into it. Because like, for instance, Dr. Dre.
I don't think that's how
Like
legacy
Dr.
works.
Dre, I guess he thought that his daughter would be going to USC. So he gave the school like, I don't know, millions of dollars.
But did he go to USC? Did Dr.
He didn't
Dre
go to USC. He didn't go to USC.
So
but what I'm
different.
saying, what I'm trying to get back as what parents do and things of that nature, I don't think the legacy is the same, because legacy, those kids pretty much, they've done the work. It's not like they're just, hanging out at the bodega and someone is just like, okay, I want you to go to Harvard. Because my dad went there.
Right. I think there's a portion that does, because like we look at some former presidents to remain nameless.
Right.
No, don't leave them nameless. What are you talking about? Tell me.
So George Bush admitted that he was a C student, and he went into, what did he go to, Harvard? Like one of the
just based off of because his father had gone there and because of his name.
Right.
But a C student is still passing.
Not to go to an Ivy League school.
Is that what Harvard wants? Harvard wants just
not.
passing students?
Right.
That's cool. Let me in. I just
That's
passed
nice.
through Harvard too. Give my little degree.
Right. So for other people who are from different communities, they're not afforded that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if it were like underprivileged communities that were afforded legacy opportunities in schools, then would that be a big idea? Would anyone care at all? Would that be something similar to, like, people who can financially afford to make some massive crazy donation to UCLA or Harvard or Duke or wherever and get their child into that school, even though their kid, failed geometry. They can't put the block in the right hole. Like, they're trying to put the triangle in the circle. Like,
well, this is going to get too juicy. So, all right, let's take a quick break and we will continue the conversation. By the way, I hope you are enjoying today's discussion on the L Spot Show. If you're watching us right now on television, text the L Spot Show to 555-888 so we know that you are watching us on television. Unfortunately, these networks cannot let us know how many viewers we have, but by you texting us, it will help us get an idea. Once again, text the L Spot Show to 555-888, and thank you. We hope you enjoy the remainder of the show.
And up next, we have a special treat for you guys. Our friends at Indie NYC are featuring another hot, free, and incredibly delicious show that you haven't been watching, but you need to because it's great. Stay tuned.
The Indie NYC Show is a platform passionate about creating more exposure for independent artists and film and digital media. One way you can support an independent content creator right now is by heading over to YouTube and typing in that search, Sit Black and Relax series. There's seasons 1 and 2. While you're there, also check out Baby Mama Drama series. I hope you enjoy.
Hi, Mom.
We're worried with you out there in the new city all alone.
Watch out, you. Actually, I'm on my way to my new apartment to meet my new roommate, Arione.
I have to keep a delicate balance between masculine and feminine energy, or else I'll lose my night orgasms.
Please do the dishes. Period. I start work at that huge corporation I told you about.
I love my wife. Lord knows I do. But all my life I've had to fight.
And no matter where you think you are in life, just know that we're very proud of you.
You know what? HR hasn't even processed your paycheck yet. And you already want to be the employee of the month.
Maya is new to the office, and she hasn't made very good first impressions.
True.
Oh, we're gonna die. We're gonna die.
Baby mama drama. Baby mama drama. Baby mama drama. My baby mama wanna sit around and argue every damn day. Argue about the same thing. Argue every damn day. She be acting like she don't, but she know she really need me. She really need me. She really need me. My baby mama love the drama. It's the same thing almost every time. Every time. Every time. Every time. My baby mama love the drama. It's the same thing almost every time. Every time. Every time. Every time. Every time. Can we get along for the baby? Work things out, shawty, maybe, and we can be all alright. You know I got baby mama drama, baby mama drama. You know I got baby mama drama, baby mama drama. You know.
If you want your trailer to be featured on the show, send us an email at theindynycshow@gmail.com. Also, give us a follow on Instagram. See you next time.
We are back, and we're going to play a game called Would You Rather Be Privileged or Not Be Privileged in different categories.
Yes. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So the first one, would you rather be Blue Ivy?
No, the answer's already there.
I'm like, I know the answer. I don't care.
Blue Ivy or who? Or who?
If it's roomy, then, you know, how young do I want to be?
It's going to be Blue Ivy or, what's Kanye's baby's name?
Or Nori?
No. Yes, Nori.
Blue Ivy all day.
Yeah, okay.
Nori seems like she's living her best life.
I mean, she absolutely
she's
is.
spoiled.
She seems like she's living her 110% better. I've never seen it. What is she, like 6 now?
Yeah, she's 6.
Yeah, look at me. She's knowing stuff that I don't even be knowing.
And
But I feel like
you.
Blue knows who she is.
Absolutely.
Like, she really knows who she is.
Absolutely.
That's what I want.
So would you rather get a full ride to Harvard or work your way through UNC Chapel Hill?
Now that I am like the age that I am now, with wisdom and all the greatness that I embody, I would say work my way through UNC Chapel Hill. However, it's really expensive. I don't know.
Yeah, but their campus is so gorgeous.
Yeah. What about you? You tell us. Yeah,
well, it's a hard choice because with Harvard, it's like just the name is enough, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But I feel like, you know, there's something about going through. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So
yes,
I think
absolutely.
ultimately, I mean, like you said, knowing what I know now, I'd probably do
as
that.
long as black continues to not crack.
Okay.
But if we start cracking early,
then I gotta
I need the full ride. I need to sleep and not have to work.
Okay.
Exactly.
So would you rather be privileged in having your own personal chef or unlimited Uber Eats?
I want a personal chef.
I want a
love
personal
good
chef.
food. Yeah.
Right.
No, I want a personal chef. Uber Eats is, I mean, what am I gonna eat? I do much better at home. I mean, I don't have to I guess Uber Eats, you don't have to get up either and
But
leave
you
the
can
house.
have what you want with your personal chef.
Yeah.
And it's fresh. It's,
Yeah, and
I'm
it's
good.
fresh. You
Yeah.
could be like, I need an avocado with a side of jackfruit with fresh greens from
And
Africa.
spaghetti squash.
And spaghetti squash.
Okay, would you rather be privileged in getting $1 million yearly allowance from your parents or owning your own business to make multi-million dollars to $1 billion?
I mean, that's a given. I would rather be Kylie Jenner and receive a nice little $250,000
And then you flip
bonus,
it?
and then flip it, quadruple
Yeah.
it,
I'll do
and
that.
turn that into $1 million.
Okay.
Kind of like a
billion.
combination of both.
Have my own little lip line,
Yeah.
get my body snatched.
A
That'd be
small
good.
investment of $1 million from my parents.
Exactly.
Oh, that's Trump. I mean,
Yeah,
then you could
exactly.
be president. Look at that.
Only $1 million. Right?
Would you rather be able to get into all the major events for free, but you have to wait in line, or you skip the line and not be able to get in all of the major events?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to skip the line.
Yeah, I would skip the
hate
line.
lines.
And you'd have to pay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's nothing better than like walking past everybody to the
Yeah.
front
But
line
you're not
and being
getting
like,
access to all.
oh, that's okay. I can get to the door and they can be like, oh no, Michael, not this one. You need to wait until the other one. Okay.
Right. I can't be
I
everywhere
got
all
you.
the time.
Exactly. There's a demand for my appearance.
Right.
Totally fine with that.
So, would you rather be privileged in a free lifetime membership at Walmart or a free lifetime membership at the gym?
First of all, Walmart does not require a membership. So I'd rather have a free lifetime membership. That's Costco. I mean, aren't you from the South? Then you go to where in the world? If I need a membership to get into Walmart,
I feel like all the
go.
same people are there. I feel like all the same people are there.
Costco has a completely different clientele. Man, I need you to get it together now. You're not going to equate Costco and Walmart. You can go in Costco and get your little samples.
Yes,
That's
and
true.
BJ's.
Walmart has none of that.
And
You
BJ's.
can't do that at Walmart. At Walmart, you need to be careful not to slip on no chicken grease. I'm sorry, we shouldn't be saying this about Walmart.
Wait.
Next one.
Walmart, I want a sponsor. He doesn't want one. It's fine. It's fine.
These views are not the views of Angela Yvonne.
Not the views of Angela Yvonne. just Michael Mills. I used to love your rotisserie chicken.
Oh yeah, Walmart's rotisserie chicken.
Yes,
is
and the
bomb.
baked bean.
Yeah.
Yes.
Real good.
Potato salad.
Real good.
Arizona tea.
Hit us with one more.
Oh, they
Hit us
got
with one
Patty's
more. What
pies.
else we got?
Patty's pies. Okay.
Hawaiian roll.
Bread.
Oh my God.
That's the one word I needed to say was bread.
I'm laughing so hard. Walmart is a tragedy. It's so crazy.
Oh, I thought you wanted this
I love
sponsorship.
it. I love it for the shenanigans. I love the shenanigans. Well, we want to
Terrible.
thank you so much, Sabine, for
Thank
coming
you.
here. Thank you for appearing on the show, giving us your perspective on the issues
Sure.
of privilege. Please tell the audience where we can find you and more information about you.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Sabine, SABINE, _ The Purpose Lawyer, and my firm's website, franco-lawfirm.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yes. Well, don't you guys go anywhere. Angela went down to Greedy Vegan, and she brought along with her friend to show them exactly what Amadeus has to say.
And he is eating a lot of vegan food now, just
Wow.
for FYI.
Vegan food.
I'm just waiting for you, Michael. Just waiting.
Not coming.
Yes, you will. You will. I'm Angela Yvonne, and welcome to Vegan Pop, where I take you to all the hottest vegan spots in New York City. Today, we're at the crossing of Rogers and Bergen at Greedy Vegan, where the atmosphere is so comfortable, you won't want to go anywhere else. Okay, I am here with Amadeus, a Grammy-nominated producer, worked with Bad Boys, Hitman era, music director for Trey Songz, and now he's coming over to the green side, and who would have thought it?
Man,
Amadeus, thank you so much for
how
coming
are
to
you,
Vegan
Queen?
Pop.
Good morning.
I'm doing amazing. I'm just so excited because he did not want to come over here. He didn't want to be on the green side. A year ago, I was telling him, you need to do this.
That
He
is
was
true.
like, no, I'm going to miss out, blah, blah, blah.
That is true.
So what have you been eating since the last time that I've seen you? Just go ahead and look in the camera and just go ahead and tell him.
I'm working on myself. It's a process. But, I'm very excited because this weekend I was just sharing with the Queen that I had a vegan sliced cheese
Yes.
pizza, vegan cheese, vegan Parmesan cheese, and Beyond sausage, and went crazy, lost it. Walking around the store, telling everybody how amazing it was, and they're like, I know. You're the new guy, and it was just amazing. And you know what? I was actually traveling to Vegas, and they allow you to choose what meal you want. And they had beef, I couldn't eat beef, and then they had something else that I couldn't have. And there was a vegan option. And I just kind of went with the vegan option because I wanted to, have something to eat. And I know it would be on the healthy side. So I went with it. I don't know what it was, I'm gonna be honest. But it was good. It was all vegetables, obviously, and it was good. And I was like, man, this is all right.
So before you decided to come on over, what were your hesitations to coming over?
I just love meat. Pause. I love chicken. I love fish.
Right.
I would suffer with migraines for years, even as a child. And I picked up a book called Migraines for Dummies. And in that book, it kind of educated myself on all of the triggers. And once I found out what the triggers were, I just kind of got rid of whatever the triggers were because it was so much pain.
Right.
And it would come at all of the wrong times, me touring, me being in the studio, me being on the road, me doing a show. And nobody got time for that, So I just eliminated it. Beef, aged cheese, a certain type of dairy. So I did a lot of the pork, nitrates. And, with that being said, it kind of opened up my eyes to, the whole vegan lifestyle because I started learning that there's substitutes for each and every single one of those items that I couldn't have. And I tried a few, which is why I'm very excited today. I tried a few, and obviously it's not the exact taste and feel, but it comes close enough to what it was just to kind of, fulfill that craving that I once had for beef or whatever it is that I couldn't have.
Surprising thing about vegan food, a lot of people think that we're just, maintaining ourselves on fruits, salads, but no, we're doing hot dogs.
Yeah, I didn't know
Everything.
I just thought,
and you
we had to
find
go.
What you like.
So we was, going to suit up and put on jungle attire, and we was gonna get out there and find all of the exotic plants and put like some salt and pepper and some seasoning on it, and then there it is. That's what I really thought it was when when the whole vegan thing came out. When I'm seeing beef tips and meatloaf and it's all vegan, I'm like,
Yes.
This is interesting.
Well, that's why I'm glad I brought you here to Greedi Vegan, because once you get a taste of this, you're just gonna keep going. Well, we are here with the owner of Greedi Vegan, Letitia, and she's gonna let us know what makes Greedi Vegan so special. Hey, Letitia. Hi. I'm so thankful that you allowed us to come into your comfortable space. We have Amadeus here. Yes. He's a beginning vegan.
Oh man.
He's a beginning vegan. And I just want to give our viewers a little background. What made you decide to have Greedi Vegan here?
Well, I think for me, it was honestly just a reaction to create a solution to a problem. I felt as if there were not enough healthy but delicious vegan options in Brooklyn on this side of town. I live in Bed-Stuy, and we all know Bed-Stuy is somewhat of a food desert. And obviously, just making healthier choices for our community is really key right now. We're plagued with a lot of diseases, we're plagued with a lot of ailments and allergies, and just really, for the first time, we're recognizing that food is the answer. So to just really be honest, I was frustrated personally with my own options being a vegan, and the fact that I had to piecemeal meals together if I didn't want to cook. And I love to cook, and I love to nourish and feed, and so I decided to try my hand in a new business and do a complete career pivot from fashion into food.
Yes, indeed. And your food is so good. Thank you.
I'm glad you did it.
So you've been a vegan all your life, but was there a time where you crossed over where you decided that you wanted to taste meat again, and what made you come back over?
I was raised vegan. My mom is Rasta, and so everyone knows with the Rasta lifestyle that it is about ITIL, and ITIL is vital, as they say. And so as a child, I didn't have an option. You lived in your mama's house, you abided by your mama's rules, and you didn't ask questions. And once I went away to college, I definitely tried to explore a little bit. I actually had to work freshman year in a restaurant just to pay my tuition. And I worked in a burger joint. Yeah. And, I think obviously you move in circles with people that, they're eating certain things that you don't know about. You don't know what it tastes like. So your curiosity is key. I tried a burger, turkey burger, and that was good. But then I had to flip burgers. I went from working at the front of the house to working in the back of the house, and I had to flip burgers. And the things that were coming out of that meat, I could never do it.
Right.
So I've never had red meat my entire life. But when I was pregnant with my daughter in 2004, 2005, I craved chicken and fish. And I indulged because they say, give a pregnant lady what she wants. So my husband indulged me, and I ate chicken, fish, and turkey for a few years, and then just returned back to strict veganism almost 5 years now. So I spent most of my adult life as a vegetarian, and then when I became pregnant, steered off the path a little bit, and then returned back to full-on vegan discipline.
So what do you think is the biggest change since you've experienced eating meat and you've also experienced the vegan lifestyle? What do you think that
has changed for me personally? Yeah. I think it's the foundation of my life. It's like life is a full cycle, right? And so for me, my transition was a 10-day cleanse. And that 10-day cleanse included no carbs, only plants. My husband is very into fitness. He's a personal trainer, and we did it together as a team. We had an amazing time in the kitchen, just cooking every day and challenging each other on recipes. And it was the first time, I think, in my life that I actually was excited about food. And I think that emotion tied to the result is what helped me transition back. Because then it was like a whole new world had opened up. Even though veganism was the foundation of my life, having fun with food was a whole new focus for me. And I never looked at food that way. And so it was just, I think, a definitive moment for me to just continue continue to go on that path and continue to explore tastes and textures and flavor combinations in a way that I've never have.
So what would you say to someone who is trying to become vegan? What would be the first step for them?
I always tell people, like you've been in this space.
Yes.
We have a lot of dialogue about food, and I always tell people you have to like at least to cook. I think that is a very strong foundation because there's not always the convenience of takeout. You can be in a different part of the world, and if you are truly focused on being a vegan and focused on your discipline, you will starve, or if it's late and everything is closed, how do you eat, or it's really early, how do you eat? So I think the foundation to someone transitioning is really learning how to cook simple things. Vegan food is actually the easiest thing to cook because it's really no different than meat. You can flavor it the same way. Obviously, some of the proteins, temperature-wise, you have to be careful. But for the most part, everybody knows how to cook vegetables. A little salt, a little pepper, a little olive oil.
Some people don't use seasoning.
Well, you know that. And that's why you have to be vegan.
Yes,
right?
yes,
I do think, that's a very strong foundation because you want to have as many options as possible when you're making the transition because those moments of weakness are real.
Yes, they are.
Right?
Yes,
and so
they are.
If you don't have a plethora of options, you will definitely go to what you know, which is meat.
Yeah.
Right.
So we are about to get into this vegan fair. Letitia, what do you have for us here?
So first up are our infamous mini beef sliders made with impossible meat. Now, many people love these. Obviously, impossible meat is widespread now. And you can get it in a lot of different places, but it's how we flavor it and how we top it that sets us apart from the rest. So, bon appetit.
All right.
Nice. Me?
Of course, you got to go first because I need them to get yours.
Okay, let's get it. Let's get it.
All right.
And this is not meat.
No, sir.
Wow.
You like that?
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Don't worry, I'm not lying for the camera. Wow. That's very good. Definitely beats the White Castle. Sorry, White Castle.
You tried it. So what are you getting from it? And don't compare it to a burger. Like, what is your true?
Well, for me, I'm big on flavor. Like, I love seasoning. So, you can always, if it's seasoned very well, I'm in. But what I like is the texture.
Yeah.
I always love burgers when I have burgers, turkey burgers or whatever, well done. And you can kind of see it's crispy on the edge, nice and soft on the inside, but the flavor is where it's at. So you can't even tell.
So what are we eating on now?
So these are our fish tacos on a corn tortilla, topped with arugula, tomato, chipotle, and a little cabbage, red cabbage, and carrot slaw.
Awesome. Wow.
Dig in.
Dig in.
Can't believe this is not.
I can't believe it's not butter.
Right. Wow.
All right.
Here we go. And this is not fish.
Not fish.
Man, this is scary. A good scary, but like, wow.
Yes.
This is good. I'm over here looking like a greedy.
That's all right. You can be a greedy vegan.
Yes,
Okay. Hey.
Hey.
Wow.
So what are you thinking about these?
The texture is like, I'm big on texture.
Mm-hmm.
I remember not eating chicken legs all my life and thighs because of the texture. I would always eat white meat because of the texture. So I'm big on texture. It's crunchy, extremely flavorful. Back to the seasoning again.
Yes.
This is hidden.
Yeah.
I've never. You remember?
I have never.
She would talk to me about this. I'm like,
He would scratch up his face.
kidding me?
Like, I could
Me?
never.
Wow. And even the presentation of it is like, it looks like fish.
Yeah.
You know? All right.
So we focus on taste and texture. That's really what the Greedi is about. Those are our two foundation principles. If the taste and the seasoning isn't right and the texture isn't right, we can't serve it. Because I want to be able to feed everyone.
Right.
Whether you're a vegan, whether you're not, you're a carnivore, you're transitioning, you're just curious. Wherever you are, I want to meet you. And I want you to come in and not feel intimidated by the food.
Right.
And just be open to the experience.
Last but not least.
This is our infamous soul bowl.
Wow.
It's our mac and goodness.
Hey.
Kale, sweet potatoes, and usually it comes with a quinoa breaded fried chicken, but today we're featuring our crab cakes, which are made from hearts of palm and chickpea, created by Insatiable Vegans.
Yes.
You gotta go first, Queen.
No, I want you to go first.
Okay, all right. Now you got okay.
Because I know what living on the green side means.
Listen, all right. Man, where do I start? Let me start with the green.
Yes.
Now this is kale.
That's kale. Tastes like collard.
Yeah. And this is right here?
Sweet potato.
Really?
So a healthier version of candy yams.
Okay. And you can taste the difference. It's like fresh. It's... See, I'm gonna say this for last, man. See this for last. Wow, look at this.
Oh, wow.
It like gives you the whole feel and vibe. Oh. How did y'all do that?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
There's a bunch of veggies in there too. Corn, a little green.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to get another bite of that. Wow. I'm going to let this simmer.
Yes. So you can get ready for the...
That's really good. Okay.
All right.
Haven't had mac and cheese in I don't know how many years. It's monumental.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
So now that you've tasted all three of the dishes, what you have to tell them about mac and cheese. Just go ahead and tell them about mac and cheese.
It's again the flavor. You know, you think vegan. I'm telling you, me personally, you think vegan, you think is it? It's like an imitation. It's just like a watered down version of what it's really supposed to be. But today I've learned that the whole vegan thing it can be very flavorful, just as whatever the meat is or whatever the dairy product is. So this is very impressive. And again, I'm very honest. You know me. I'm very to the point. And if I wouldn't like it, I'd be like, but this is really good.
Thank you.
This is really good. And besides the dishes, just the amazing vibe and the energy and the spirit that's here at Greedi Vegan it's awesome. Like I already want to bring the family by.
Absolutely.
And I'm just going to let her lay it all out. We tear it up and then let her be like, now what was that we just ate? And then the kids are sitting there like, wait, what? But no, this is really good.
So now that you've eaten all these amazing dishes, what misconception other than what you said has changed now? Like, do you think that you can actually follow through with the vegan lifestyle?
I could. For me personally, there's things that I haven't eaten in years.
Right.
Due to diet, like I mentioned earlier, being a migraine sufferer. So it's not that I'm allergic to certain things. It's just that, certain things trigger migraines and that pain. And for a man to say, I got rid of beef or that particular food item because of a migraine will tell you like the type of pain I had to endure, with those. So, the fact that I can eat, mac and cheese and get the same feel of mama's cooking,
and comfort.
You know what I'm saying? And eat a crab cake, and I love crab cakes. But it just really tasted like a crab cake. Again, the texture. I'm big on texture. Even the kale, crunchy. Nice little sweet little vibe to it. Sweet potatoes, and you can taste. You think of sweet potatoes, right? At Thanksgiving, there's a ton of sugar.
Right.
There's a ton of this and there's a ton of that we know good and well
We're
we
not
ain't supposed to have. So the fact that you can enjoy all of these different things and they're all healthy options, but at the same time really giving you that true flavor of each item it's really like mind blowing to me. So I'm very impressed. And I'll say never say never.
Never say
Because
never.
the first conversation we had,
Yes.
she was talking to me like, "Oh yeah, we got vegan bacon and this and this and that." I'm looking at her like,
Right. There ain't no such thing.
Oh,
But
my
there
God.
is such thing. And the great thing about eating vegan, not only is you can get your comfort food,
Right.
and it's not that expensive.
yeah,
On the average, I would say that my grocery bill is like from $40 to $60. And that's getting fresh food, no processed food, nothing in the cans, nothing that has a long shelf life. So, just come on over. Just come on over. Now that you've seen all this food, you have to come and be on the green side. I'm Angela Yvonne, and thank you for watching Vegan Pop.
Hey there. Are you still watching us on TV? Come closer. Come here. If you're watching us, text the L Spot Show to 555-888. Okay, that's 555-888. So we know you're watching us on television because unfortunately these networks cannot let us know how many viewers we have, but by you texting us, it will help us get an idea. Once again, text the L Spot Show, that's THALSPOTSHOW to 555-888. Thank you. All right, good. Next up, let's take a look at our next episode of Inside the Science Mind with your host with the most, Michael Mills. And then up next after that, we're going to get some great law advice on Sabine's common sense. What does Drake have in common with alien life? We'll find out today on The Science Mind. It's hard for most people to believe there is intelligent life on other planets. There's no proof, we haven't been contacted, we've got nothing. We've been on this planet for about 200,000 years without a definitive piece of evidence of aliens in our universe. So why is the search for distant life always an interesting topic? Well, it's because as technology develops here, we realize that it is increasingly unlikely that we are alone in this universe. A scientist, his name is Frank Drake, gotcha, developed an equation to guess the likelihood of alien life in the universe in the 60s. And since then, tech has allowed us to observe different galaxies, and we've started to infer where there are other planets that could potentially have environments similar to our own. Today, scientists have found roughly 3,000 planets out of billions just like these. We still don't have any way to verify whether there is life on these planets yet, but it gives us a ballpark range of where there could be life on those planets. But that's just life. The real question is, if there is intelligent life on other planets, what would interacting with them look like? Would they teach us? Eat us? Go to war with us? Who knows? The more important question is, how would it change us as a species? Our differences would likely cease to matter, and we would have to come together to communicate with an alien race. It really gets you thinking about how trivial some of our conflicts are right here and right now. What are your thoughts on intelligent life? Send me a message in the comments section at Michael Mills on Instagram or at the L Spot online, and make sure that you engage in the conversation.
Hey, it's Sabine Franco, the Purpose Lawyer, and it's time for Sabine's Common Sense. Today we're going to talk about two topics, trademarks and estate planning. Now, let's break it down. What is a trademark? A trademark is a type of intellectual property, which is property that is not physical, something that is creative, something that is a creative expression. So a trademark is a word, a logo, a symbol, or tagline that represents a source of goods or services. It's a way for the public to recognize your brand, for you to have a brand quality and consistency. Beyonce is the queen of many things, but specifically of protecting her brand. In 2016, Miss B's trademark holding company called BGK Trademark Holdings LLC, BGK standing for Beyonce Giselle Knowles, sued a business named Fiance Inc. to stop them from causing damage to Miss Carter's brand. The brand Fiance is a company selling engagement and wedding goods on Etsy and uses the tagline, "He put a ring on it." Yes, they tried it, both obviously being a play on Beyonce's name and her song, Single Ladies. Beyonce's company expressed that the brand is confusingly similar to her brand, possibly causing the public to think that the fiancé goods are from Beyonce's empire, therefore watering down her brand. B's team was first denied an injunction which would have stopped Fiancé Inc. from selling their goods immediately. Then, B's team filed for summary judgment, which is a motion that basically states that based on all of the evidence that we've been able to gather to this point and the laws and cases that apply, we feel that we should win. They were denied. In December, B's team was denied a motion to dismiss. The courts, in looking at similar cases, denied their motion, finding that the fact that fiancé and he put a ring on it is obviously a pun or a joke. There's a question as to whether the public or people buying those goods would actually be confused or think that these goods came from Beyonce. That question would have to be decided at trial after all of the evidence is presented rather than by a motion. In January, Beyonce dropped the fiancé lawsuit altogether. It's unclear if the parties had reached a settlement or not, but it seems that there is some movement in trademark protection of similar brands on similar goods where there is some sort of play on words. Trademark owners may want to consider creative ways to protect similar marks that play on their brands to get greater protection. Now, let's talk about estate planning. Estate planning is the process of creating a final plan for your estate, which includes anything of value that you own, so that your family or loved ones will know how to walk out your wishes for your stuff, basically. $200 to $300 million is floating in the air from the legendary Prince estate. As the third anniversary of Prince's death approaches, many are shocked to see what has become of his estate. Unfortunately, Prince Roger Nelson died in April 2016 at the age of 57 with no plan of what was to become of his valuable possessions. However, the legal team has made millions so far, but his family has yet to see a dime. Estate planning will help you figure out which of your loved ones will acquire your property. You can minimize the amount of taxes your family will have to pay when you're gone. You can provide for minors who will raise your kids, who will manage their money. Leave assets to friends, the arts, or a foundation, and avoid wasting tons of money in court and legal fees. Let's learn from Prince's mistakes. You may or may not have millions, but no matter what you have, get educated on how you can protect your current assets and even protecting now the assets that you can gain in the future. Ignorance is not bliss. It's just ignorance. You never know what something you own now can be worth later. Well, that's all for today. Don't forget, please use your common sense. And if you don't have any, please feel free to use mine. I'm Sabine Franco, the Purpose Lawyer, and I'll see you next time.
We are back here with our second guest. Please welcome real estate agent and CEO of the Real Sisters Real Estate Team, Jennifer Saavedra, to the show. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you for joining us.
You look amazing.
Thank you, as do the both of you.
Oh, I appreciate it. Compliments go a long way here.
Oh my goodness. So Jennifer, we have you here. I'm just giggling because you just look amazing. Anyway, we have you here because we specifically want to let our viewers know, a little bit about real estate and how hard it is for minorities to possibly, get into the real estate game, because everyone is wanting to be, a future homeowner and be able to own different things. So tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So I think a lot of it has to do with sort of acquiring more knowledge about the process and a lot of the financial aid or certain incentives or programs that are available. Certainly people face a lot of struggles. I would say it's more a working class issue or a socioeconomic issue more than just like a purely minority issue. So I think certain people get overlooked because a lot of the time application process, whether it's applying to purchase a home or applying to rent a home, it's about the numbers and everything that is just on paper, and people have stories. So, and a story can really help a long way in helping getting somebody approved, whether it's to purchase a home or not. So people are not numbers, basically.
I thought the stories applies to more so like, when I think of that, I don't think of New York City. I mean, I think of like home ownership elsewhere in the country. When you're buying someone else's home that's already been there, and they like tell the story of why they want to live in this home and like, why they want to move to this area. But that still applies here, even in New York?
It does, because it's about the narrative. So let's say somebody has borderline credit score. Or even just, something that's considered a low credit score in the landlord's eyes or in, the lender's eyes. You really want to, it would be more about, I would say, rentals. So you really want to explain that. If you could explain something that's very specific, it happened, a challenge that was very time-oriented, and that it's not a result of fiscal irresponsibility. Mm-hmm. So that's what I find that's very unfortunate, is that sort of a lot of the paper, I like to sort of always provide biographies or explanations along with the paperwork, because I do 100% believe that people are not numbers. They have stories to tell. And people who are making these decisions, are people, they're human. They can identify, because we all have times in our lives where, financially we struggled or something happened that caused our credit to go a little bit, down a little bit. And if it's that moment in time, then you need to explain that to someone. Look, I wasn't being fiscally irresponsible. It's because this happened and this is what I did to rectify it.
Yeah, this happened in my life, and then
correct.
To these things.
Yeah.
So having like a sterling, crystal perfect credit score is not necessarily necessary to get a home in New York City.
Yes, no, not at all.
Wow, that's interesting. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Well, I've had this conversation because a friend of mine is a real estate agent, and I find, because I've lived in Atlanta and I've lived other places, and it just seems so hard to get certain things here in New York, but you're saying that
it is. So definitely I haven't worked as an agent in other states, but definitely that is the input that I get, that it's difficult. But I feel like that's why you sort of really need to have like a champion by your side that's going to, one, believes in you, believes that you should be able to, get the home that you want, and that something, should not be deterring you from that. So so I've worked with people certainly who've had sort of what people would say, they're never getting an apartment. Right. And they do, because it is absolutely possible. You just put a little bit more work, but it's so much more rewarding in the end.
What are some of the things that you see commonly discriminated against when people are trying to apply for housing, like apartments or even like ownership of a place in New York City?
So one thing that I dislike, that I'm not sure how like the real estate community or the co-op board community is going to find this, but it's basically that, so certain boards, they are not boards, just boards in general, are not, they don't have to tell you why the applicant was rejected. Okay. And so that, I'm like, okay, why? Because they don't want discrimination, cases. Yeah. And a lot of so that I really dislike, and I sort of like, there was an instance where I was telling my client, I think we should like pursue this legally, but people get very afraid, because normally the people who get rejected, a lot of the times in my experience, are people who don't have, or at least don't want to go that route and using financial resources and time in investing in that. They just sort of like to move on. But that's something that I think should definitely become more transparent. The co-op and condo board's decision process.
That's not cool.
100%.
That is not cool.
No, it's not.
So if I was...
That discourages me from ever wanting to live
in New York.
Well, it shouldn't.
I mean, I don't imagine myself paying that much money for such a small piece of something anyways. I mean, for me, actually, this is something I wanted to ask you as well. I really want like a really large space in New York City. I'm from the South, I'm from the country, and I've always dreamt of having a farm. And I know that, being a biologist here in New York City and being, working in the city, I understand that people get creative with their spaces.
Yes.
And I have always dreamt about having, if I do stay in New York, somewhere where there's like a backyard available, or even where I can go to the rooftop and then grow, something on the rooftop, or have maybe like chickens or something like that. How much would something like that even cost? Is that possible? Like, how do you build that for somebody?
Well, it depends where you're looking at, right? So in New York City, it depends, or you probably need to go outside of New York City if you want the backyard, really big space for lower costs. But you could actually have that, like just an hour and a half away. I mean, you have like Wapinger Falls. I mean, you have places along the Hudson that I think are absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
If you want to stay within the city, I would say the Bronx can offer you like a really great. Why are you saying that? You know?
You said the B word. I said
It's just so far. It's so far.
I said something.
Oh, is
You
it
said the B
far?
word.
It's so far.
From where?
I don't know. I mean, that's a really good point. It's all
Everyone feels
relative.
that way about the Bronx. It's like,
How do you get there?
why would you go out there?
Yeah. It
But-
seems so far. Yeah, but I guess it really is.
But they have
I mean,
really good real
we're in
estate
Brooklyn,
out
certain
there.
areas in Brooklyn, you know, as well. But I mean, you seem to sort of want some sort of like rural, the way you described the
Yeah,
type of
I do
living,
want
you know.
rural, yeah.
So I would say, you know, a mixture between the two would be, you know, certain parts of Long Island, or you go further up north, which is by the Hudson.
I could live by the Hudson. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with more from Jennifer Saavedra.
Yes.
We are your hosts for the L Spot Show, and we need your support in keeping our show on the air.
Donate now to our show at thelspot.com and help make our dreams come true. Welcome back. We are here with Jennifer, Shiro of Real Estate. Thank you so much again for us being here. But I want to know a little bit more about your real estate team. It's all women. It's all about self-empowerment. What's going on with that?
Sure. So it's the sisterhood sort of theme, just sort of banding together as sisters, sort of, and also not just as the team, but also for our clients. So it's I'm a feminist, and I don't think that you could sort of divide, or nothing lives in a vacuum. So you can't divide your sort of worldview with the work that you do. So I like to put that in the forefront right away and say this is what we're about, and a lot of our clients also share that.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you find yourself working primarily with underprivileged communities, or females mostly, women mostly, or families?
So we primarily work with females from all income brackets. We also work with males that share that vision as well. So what's funny is that feminism is not just about it's about equality, right?
Right.
Throughout male and females, but a lot of the people also share, let's say, environmental rights. So it sort of seeps into everything. But yes, the main thing is sort of female empowerment, female property ownership, and improving the quality of life through real estate.
Nice. That's a message that you don't commonly hear. I mean, this is definitely something that is like future forward. That's fantastic.
I know, it's a shame. I just feel like a lot of, at least in my experience, a lot of my colleagues or people that I see in real estate, they like to sort of shy away from their political beliefs or their political views. Yeah. They like to be this sort of whiteboard and sort of reflect, whatever the client says. And I don't think that's very genuine. Yeah. And I also don't think that is very motivating for anybody. So
I think when people do that, it's mostly about business, and I think this is just me, but they think it's about business and not trying to turn, or on the surface, as you said, superficially, turning away any clients that may be interested in working with you before you actually get the opportunity to find out what that person is about and say, I kind of don't want to, work with them anymore. So I think that is great. I really do.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that people don't really, I do have certain clients who don't agree with me politically, but yet they find the sort of transparency and the honesty very trustworthy.
Yeah.
And also, we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, so although people can have differing political views, I do think we still have those clients, and, we as long as we're meeting a certain goal and nothing is going against our beliefs, because that's very important.
Definitely a product of where we are right now in the world and in the nation is that I think from, something that we can say positively about the past 3 or 4 years is that the veil has been pulled back.
Right.
Like there's no need anymore to, sugarcoat or shy away from if that's what you think, if that's how you feel, if that's what you want to do, sure, let us decide there, and then we can do business or we can move on from each other. So
correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to touch back on, because I know that, a lot of minorities have issues with not being approved for things. But do you think that they do the same thing as far as single women, as far as being approved for different real estate things?
So if that does happen, it's very implicit, because they're very strong housing discrimination laws. But what I do feel is, the negotiating tables, a lot of the time, are still very male-oriented in real estate. Decision-making when it comes to developers or primarily commercial real estate. I think it is still, I think the woman still has an image of, yeah, we have the working female, but when it comes to giving authority in decision making, when it comes to like the construction or things that historically have seen as more male dominated, I do think there is some sort of implicit discrimination going on. For instance, I just have a client who, she's an architect herself, paying all cash for a beautiful condo, and she's an architect, which is crazy, but yet her contractors, she felt as if they were sort of giving her numbers that were too high, and she felt that, you know, she perhaps, because she is female, that she's like, oh, she's not going to know, and she's a single female. So these are the things that I think still occur in the industry on various levels. So we like to sort of, you know, continue to sort of, I think if women are continue to own homes, they continue to make decisions about what's going on in construction, they're just in several aspects in real estate, I think the narrative will change.
Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely. Well, we just want to thank you so much for being here, taking the time out, and I've learned a lot about real estate. But tell us where we can find you, and if we need to ask you any kind of questions, where we can get to you.
Sure. So you could find me, you could email me at therealsistersrealestate@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram, The Real Sisters Team. And that's pretty much it for now. I mean, I would give my phone number, but you can't find my phone number. But yeah.
Don't do that.
The thing is that I get a little careful, although it is like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, I was on the L Spot show, and I have been a stalker. I got a stalker, y'all. Well, thank you so much, and we'll be right back. Michael, what did you learn today?
Today I learned a lot about real estate, and I got some stuff off my chest about this crazy, ridiculous college scandal. Yeah, insanity. What'd you learn today, Angela?
I learned that money will get you whatever you want.
But not what you need.
And not what you need. And I am impressed with the real estate knowledge that I have now. It's almost like watching Grey's Anatomy. I feel like now I'm a real estate agent.
I don't know what any of that means. If you made it to the end and you're watching us right now on television, text the L Spot Show to 555-888. That's 555-888. So we know you're watching us on television. Unfortunately, these networks cannot let us know how many viewers we have, but by you texting us, it will help us to get an idea, a nice little census of our viewing audience. Again, text the L Spot Show, THALSPOTSHOW, to 555-888. Thank you.
To stay updated with our guests, our hosts, and the show, make sure to follow The L Spot Show at The L Spot Online and visit TheLspot.com.
On our website, you can find past episodes and a place to donate so we can keep this wonderful show going. Any contribution helps.
And
Cash App, Venmo.
Yes, and be sure to keep tuning in to The L Spot Show so you too can network and be recognized.
By yourself music.
You gon' love this.
I can't believe where I'm at now. I dreamt about this for a while. I knew I'd be a superstar. Didn't think I was gonna make it far. Been through trials and tribulations. Almost lost faith, thought I wouldn't make it.